I want to take the process.
There's a process to this. So Yeshua says, before you can be called friends, I need to see how much of a servant you are.
Come on.
Anybody got any testimonies or anything they want to brag about that the Most High been good to them this week or this month or something like that? Anybody? Oh man, we got some hands up. Hands up.
Recently, my truck had broke down, so I'm not working currently, but my boss still willing to pay me $1,000 a week, even while I'm down.
Wow.
Yeah. He gonna do what? Wait, don't rush. Don't rush.
That's what I'm talking about.
Move that ass.
Number 1,000 a week.
Still over that? Still over that?
No, I ain't still over that. Give me some money for that.
It ain't the $1,000.
Okay.
It's the fact that you
Who's your boss?
No, sir.
Okay. You can pay to watch TV.
Okay.
Okay.
Say loud.
I didn't know.
So, we don't have nothing to complain about. Hold on. We don't have nothing to worry about.
Come on.
Amen.
Now we're going to slow that down. He said,
Like a matrix, yeah.
his truck ain't this down. He's out of work. Yeah. But his boss is willing. Not willing now. Willing. Remember we talked about yesterday, those people willing to help that man yesterday?
Yeah.
Willing to help pay him, and he's not contributing.
Hallelujah.
You talk about the favor.
That's favor. That's favor.
Boy, I tell you, folks, y'all doing good in this captivity. This captivity, boy, everybody trying to leave. But he sure providing.
Yeah.
We got that blood on the door.
Well, like Babylon is a trip, but boy, it's some blessings Babylon, right?
Oh, hallelujah.
At this point, Brother Tony, you shouldn't have anything to complain about. In fact, complaints should leave your soul.
Come on.
Yeah.
Look at it. Complaints should leave your soul. You shouldn't even let complaints go in the air. Social media, text message, complaints shouldn't even be a thought.
That's right.
The Most High is showing you, and He's showing all of us, that as there's no lack. Now everybody's situation is going to be different, but no lack.
Come on.
Now here's the thing: if you grab a hold of that,
Yeah.
then He'll really show you some more things.
Come on now.
The $1,000 is just a start.
Yeah.
Come on.
You have to also remember the word declared over your life.
There you go.
So He's showing you, I got you.
Wow.
What I need you to do is move forward in what He told you about 2 years ago.
Come on, Bishop.
And work towards that.
Yeah.
So now that you're not working, it ain't time to just sit and chill and go to the restaurant.
Okay.
Now that you're not working and you're getting paid for not working, I'm gonna keep putting that in there. Now you need to try to study, go research what you need to do to find what you need to find to get your own. So don't mistake this time as a time of chilling.
Yeah.
You need to be researched. Go ahead now, you can go ahead and sit down. You can go to the next.
That was a makeup moment.
We're not going to squeeze through these testimonies no more.
Okay.
Reside in that. As a matter of fact, if it ain't happened to you, this should be encouragement to you.
Yes.
That's right.
But if He did it for Brother Tony, of course He can do it for me.
Yes.
And believe that. Like, believe that, really. Because He's no respecter of person, but He's also a respecter of faithfulness.
That's right.
So your faithfulness determines how He shows up in your life. Not how much you give. We've been taught how much you give determines how much you do. No. How faithful you are to Him. Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Next testimony.
Well, as you all know, I was in a really bad accident. So my testimony basically is that I'm thankful for God bringing me out of that. I've seen it happen to other people around me, what could have happened in that situation, and I was just blessed that it didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
And it just so happened, after being on this high from Passover,
Come on.
this happens. So I'm still in that high from Passover, even though something bad happened to me. Because literally that week, I was able to purchase another car. So
That's right.
Another car. That's right. She was. Not mom. Not dad. She was.
That's right.
Which made He provide, right?
You better know it.
Y'all better not skim through this thing. Look at every aspect He is in your life. I don't care if it was $30. Don't matter. It don't even matter if somebody bought you something to eat. That's a blessing. In this time we living in, let me take care of that. Okay. Let's take care of that hill farm.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
6 pieces of fries. Glory! Dance off that. Thing fresh yesterday. Fresh. Oh, it's a blessing getting fresh food. Man, for stay on old food under the light.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
You know, God is really good every time. I think of the name, I would cry. Because the testimony He gave me on top of testimony. The other day I went to the doctor, worrying and everything. And the nurse looked at me and said, young man, everybody that comes through this place have COVID-19. And for your health, what's going on with your health, you are blessed that you don't catch COVID-19 like the rest of them. So I want to say, I thank the Lord daily for what He has done for my son, my wife, and my daughter. I was praying for about 5 years for my daughter to stop smoking. Just the other day, she told me and her mother, guess what? I love the Lord and I quit smoking.
Hallelujah.
So I wanted to fill you guys in. I think it was maybe the service before Passover. We had asked you guys to pray for Abby because she wasn't sleeping and had been going on for 4 months. And I just want to update everybody that she is sleeping through the
Yes.
All the time.
Shalom, family.
Long.
Well, it's been a difficult season, but I'm glad I started walking in this walk. Yeah. Because it's kept me on the daily. I've been evicted. Don't got a day in. I was ready to rush back to Chicago. But God just kept telling me that I brought you for a reason. I lived in the motel with kids. All the things I thought I was doing, he kept me coming. Not only did he keep me company, he kept my family together. The enemy continues to try to attack. Every time he do it, he shuts it down. I do know that it's because I'm continuous in his work. And I'm fully, truly believing in him. I'm now not homeless. We are not in a motel. I'm actually from an apartment to a motel to I'm in a 3-bedroom townhouse.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
John 19, verse 4 and 5.
John 19, verses 4 and 5. Once more Pilate came out and said to the Jews gathered there, "Look, I am bringing him out to you to let you know that I find no basis for a charge against him." When Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe, Pilate said to them, "Here is the man."
Stop right there. I want to talk from a subject of the man.
Man.
Matthew chapter number 20. And let me get another reader. Matthew 20, verse 20. Who else? Matthew 20 and 20. Rob gonna read.
Matthew 20, verse 20. Then Salome, the mother of Zebedee's children, James and John, came up to Jesus with her sons and kneeling down in respect asked a favor of him.
She's about to ask him a favor. She's coming humble, which is a humility is genuine. She has a genuine humility. She's about to approach him and ask him for a favor. What it says.
And he said to her, "What do you wish?" She answered him, "Command that in your kingdom these 2 sons of mine may sit in positions of honor and authority, one on your right and one on your left."
She didn't say ask. She said command. Whoever you got to tell. Whoever you got to tell, you tell them to put my 2 sons next to you in your kingdom. She's asking for something. Not only does she know not what she's asking, but she's also asking for something to give her son something the man. She's talking to the man who is worthy. She's identifying that he has a kingdom. And she's identifying that he has a throne. Because you can't have a throne without a kingdom and a kingdom without a throne. So she understands he has a throne. She's acknowledging him as a king. But she wants her son to have something that not only did they not earn, but they're not even bloodline connected to.
Come on now.
Because in order to sit on the side of the king, which means she's asking for her son to be prince. And in order for her son to be princes, they have to be tied to the bloodline.
Come on here.
So she's asking the question, put my sons on the side. I know they're not related to you, but put them on the side of you. Why? Because she wants to make sure her sons are secure and straight. But she don't understand what she's asking. My sons haven't did anything. Put them. See, that's the problem. We got too many people that act as though they're entitled to have a position. But I know you for 20 years. Don't come join Boom because you know me for 20 years and think that you automatically will get a position. It doesn't work like that in the kingdom.
That's right.
Now, it works like that in the world. You want to do that? Meet me down at my job where I work at. And I'll use you as a reference. And I'll holler at my boss and we'll get you a position. In the kingdom, it doesn't work that way. There are things that you have to do. Within this kingdom that she's asking, for one, you have to accept the king.
That's right.
Two, you have to accept the ways of the king. And three, you have to follow the instructions of the king.
Yes.
You don't become someone on the side of the king just because you asked.
Come on.
It doesn't work that way. Come on, read more.
But Yeshua replied,
What did he say?
you do not realize what you are asking.
You don't realize what you asking, woman. Do you know, for one, you asking the king who came down. Which means he came down for a purpose. His purpose is to die. Which means when he dies, she's asking him for when he resurrects.
Yeah.
So she said, hey, when you go back up, take my son and put him on the side with you. Woman, you asking something that you don't even understand. Come on, read what it says.
Are you able to drink the cup of suffering that I am about
Are
to drink?
you able, let me ask you this question. You asking me to put your sons in place next to me. But let me ask you a question. Are you willing to drink the cup that I'm about to drink?
Okay.
I don't want to talk about your son because you brought your son. They're too young to understand what you're doing. But I'm going to ask you, woman, are you willing to drink from the same cup of suffering that I'm going to endure? See, maybe if you're willing, I'll think about it. But the issue is this. We all are responsible, especially at the age of these two boys, as parents, we're responsible for our own children. So the Most High is dealing with us in a way. I'm going to chastise you because you're not doing what I told you to do. I told you to train up a child in the way that you go and they don't depart. But instead you're not training up because you're too busy running behind that man. You're too busy running behind that woman. You're too busy thinking about yourself. You're too busy thinking about what you can get for yourself. And I'm telling you is that you have to make sure that if you say you're a Bible believer, you say you're a king follower, and you want your son to sit next to me, then you need to make sure that you do the things that are required as a parent. We have too many unfit parents, let alone children. Some of our children are products of us. Come on, read.
They answered, we are able. He said to them, you will drink my cup.
Okay, you don't drink a cup of something. You gonna drink my, okay. You're gonna drink the cup. Okay, I believe what you say. Notice he asked the woman and the children asked with her, which means the children disrespectful to you. Yeah. Because what they got it from her. Come on, let's talk. They got it from her. Check this out. Let's look at the practices in our day and age. when two adults are talking and a child butt in,
Listen.
what happened? I know when I was growing up, I was getting up off the floor.
What?
I was getting up off the floor. And when it happened again, we kept our mouth closed. Or we learned how to say, we was double dutch.
Yes, sir.
Okay? What you want? Ain't grown folks talking? Didn't I tell you? Don't cut me off. I'm talking.
Okay.
They go, he's talking to the woman. They go, we are able. Sassy behind you. Okay, you know what? Since you gonna respond to all three of y'all. Y'all gonna drink from this cup. What else you say? Come on.
He said to them, you will drink my cup of suffering, but to sit on my right hand and on my left, this is not mine to give, but it is for those for whom it has been prepared by my Father.
Come on.
And when the other 10 heard this, they were resentful and angry with the two brothers. But Yeshua called them to himself and said, you know that the rulers of the Gentiles have absolute power and lord it over them.
So basically what he's saying is, they live in a Gentile way.
Yeah.
See, the way they live in, Israelite culture, you don't do that.
You knew that.
Don't get upset with them because they're a product of this Gentile society.
That's right.
See, why y'all getting upset with folks? You like came into the awakening. You know all of the, the difference between the holidays and the holidays and stuff. Why you get mad at people who don't know the difference between the holidays and the holidays? Because they was raised up in Gentile culture. Now that you've come into, because none of us were raised up in Israelite culture. So now that you've learned and you reverted back, not converted, but reverted back. Now you have an understanding of culture. So guess what? It's your responsibility to make sure that others revert back. But no, the problem is we don't do it that way. And then we get mad. Get mad for what? They don't understand. And when you deal with people who are immature and don't understand the culture that they're raised in, then you have to have such a level of patience with them to show them the way. Right? Come on, read what it says. Verse 28, we end at verse 28.
Okay. And when the other 10 heard this, they were resentful and angry with the two brothers. But Yeshua called them to himself and said, you know that the rulers of the Gentiles have absolute power and lord it over them. And their great men exercise authority over them, tyrannizing them. It is not this way among you.
See, look what he said. He said, you know that they're ruled by children, but amongst you, Israel, it's not that way amongst our culture. Come on, read what it says.
But whoever wishes to become great among you shall be your servant.
You want to be great? You want to be the man? You want to be the woman? Let's see how much time you put in serving. Let's see how much time you put in serving. I don't know everybody's story, but I can tell you my story. Come on. And how I served dang near 11 years faithfully. Y'all done heard the story too, y'all. Do we have people in this day and age that are willing, elder, to serve like that? Everybody feel like my time is now.
Yeah. I want to take the process.
There's a process to this. So Yeshua says, before you can be called friends, I need to see how much of a servant you are.
Come on.
The disciples had to prove that they were servants before they could be called friends.
Come on, man.
And friends got them the access to the keys as people.
Hallelujah.
It was because he proved that he was faithful.
Yes.
Hey, are y'all going to leave too with the other 60? Peter said, they said, where are we going to go?
That's right. That's right.
own business. He could have went back to the house. He could have went back and fished. And you know what, man? I ain't gonna be out here dealing with this stuff, man. I ain't gonna be going with this dude. We sleeping in the streets. We sleeping on the bridge. We keep on talking about, yeah, you know, speak parables and all this other stuff. We don't have nothing to show. Before I met him, it seemed like I was bold.
Come on.
Yeah. Then when I turned my life over to you, it seems as though I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Most people go back to the world because it's that I made more money in the world than coming over here. But the trade-off is this. The trade-off is that in the world, there's an expiration date to your hustle. There's an expiration date to your hustle. But if you understand the kingdom principle of it, he stored up treasures. So guess what? When it's time to cash in, Brother Tony, it's an unlimited supply. See, in the world, it's when people treat you a certain kind of way. See, you got to go get a loan in the world. In the kingdom, it ain't no loan. In the kingdom, it's access.